start dribbling in a...
Yes!
You take a small bite. Your face reflexively scrunches up. The taste is indescribable. What a passionate expression.
Yes!
You must really love my
I
cooking.
do, Papyrus!
And by extension, me. Maybe even more than I do. Ah!
Yes,
Ah!
the bar is filling!
No!
We burst through the edge, Phil.
Wow.
That was an emotional experience.
Human.
I am so sorry I had to do that. Literally, if you don't know where that's from, it's from Dan and Phil Play Undertale. It's the episode 3, and I won't tell you what's happening, but go watch it for yourself. If you do, then you understand. I was literally trying not to laugh while I was doing my cross stitch, and then all of a sudden I was like, I gotta record this. So I'm back. If you want to know any of my updates, I will. If you want me to make a video about it, I will. But you will have to let me know down below. I don't know if... is this the right place I stopped at? I think it is. I think it's chapter 16. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I'm scared. When are Scorpius and Elpis gonna come together and you know what? I think they should date. They say they start to fall in love. They're like, no, our parents are in love. This would be incest. And I'm like, no, technically it wouldn't, but screw it. You know, like the forbidden love or something. Anyways, chapter 16. Scorpio's POV. Harry and I were in bed, cuddled up to each other. He was laying on my chest as my arm was draped around him. I had missed him so much, and I finally got both men back in my life. Did I read this already? I could have sworn I read this. Hold up. Hold up. My channel. Okay, guys, I found out that, yes, I'm in a different location because I had to look through what I had. Actually, I am on chapter 17. I am such a blockhead. A lot has been going on. As I said before, if you want me to do a whole video on it, there's a lot that has happened. Harry's POV. I was sitting at work, fully concentrated, when there was a knock at the door. Come in, I called out, not looking up from my work. Hi, Harry. Wait, it's a female voice. I need to be in my female stances. Hi, Harry. A familiar female voice spoke up. My head snapped up and my eyes landed on Ginny. She had a significant baby bump. Significant? Do you mean like it stands out? I don't know why they're using significant in this sentence, but it's interesting. I wonder what they meant. But anyways, otherwise she looked the same. So you mean she looks fatter? You're saying the baby bump looks good. Literally, some of that is fat because she stores up fat because she's not exercising, but she's also eating for 2. And if you're used to working out or like having to do stuff and you're less active, there's going to be more fat there. So pretty much you're saying she's a little bit wider than usual. Love that. Ginny, what are you doing here? I asked. I just wanted to see how you were doing. We kind of left on a bad note, she told me. Yeah, well, that wasn't exactly my fault. Yeah, I know. This is all my fault. And if I could take it back, I would. I wouldn't, I said. I was still sitting at my desk, but she was standing pretty close. What? She asked. You cheating on me made me realize that maybe I wasn't in love with you anymore. There was a time I was, but I think you cheating on me was a wake-up call, saying we're not meant to be together, I explained. And maybe that's why I kept putting the wedding on hold, because I must have felt something didn't add up, I said to her, and she was staring at me and tears came in her eyes. Don't cry, Jenny, because obviously you didn't love me so as much as you thought. If you did, you wouldn't have cheated on me and gotten yourself pregnant. Are you saying my baby is a mistake? No, I didn't say that, Jenny. There was a reason you cheated on me. I sighed, and she shook her head to get rid of the tears. Bitch, that doesn't get... Sorry. First swear word of the day. And it goes to, bitch, are you kidding me? That doesn't work. When you shake your head, usually if you're wearing any makeup, it ruins more of the makeup and doesn't get rid of the tears. It just makes it smear more. Or, same thing with not wearing makeup. It doesn't come off your face. It just makes it just go crazy all over your face. That's why you wipe them away. Anyways, or pat them down if you're crying with makeup. Hey. Okay. I didn't think you were in love with me. Maybe I wasn't. Are you in love with someone else? She asked. Well, oh my gosh, she's an idiot. She's an effing idiot. Okay, so he came to meet you with Malfoy for no reason. Huh? This does not make sense. I'm sorry. She just gives me off the rails. That makes me want to beat her because she's so stupid. But then at the same time, I mean, I'll beat her after she has the baby. That works. No human cruelty around here. Anyways, I nodded and smiled. Draco, I answered honestly. How is he different from me? He's not a huge twat. I'm sorry. That's not what he said, but that's what I said. He's not a huge twat. He just is, I smiled. She nodded and bit her lip. So why did you actually come here down here? To see how you were doing. Well, if that is the truth, I'm doing fantastic, I smiled. How is everything with you? It's all right, she smiled slightly. I miss you, though. I just smiled and nodded. There was an awkward silence. Well, goodbye, Harry. Goodbye, Ginny. She wiped her eyes gently and walked out. How's your day, baby Raven? Draco asked as I sat down. He was making steak and potatoes for dinner. That sounds delicious right now. Right now I want to eat Chinese. I don't know what it is. Just thinking about egg rolls. I don't know what it is. He pecked my lips. It was strange, I said. You'll never guess who came to visit me. I have no idea. Ginny, his eyes widened. What did she want? He hissed. I grabbed his hand and used my thumb to rub circles on his hand. Relax, dragon. She came to see how I was doing, I explained, but I think she wanted me back. What did you say? He questioned. I told her that I must have fallen in love, out of love, during our relationship, I told him. She asked if I was in love with someone. Did you say yes? He smiled. No, I joked, and he yanked his hand away from mine. I chuckled and stood up, walking over to him before my arms around, what? I have to read this whole sentence. I chuckled and stood up, walking over to him before my arms could reach around his waist and kiss his neck. Of course I said yes, dragon. He turned to face me and planted a kiss on my lips. Was she upset? Of course, you're a Malfoy, I gripped. Never did she think she'd lose me to you. Are you happy she did? He asked. I was looking into his shimmering gray eyes. I leaned in and kissed his nose. More than you know. He smiled widely and kissed me again. So, how was your day? I asked. Busy, but good, he told me. That's good. I nodded and sat back down. Did you talk to Ted yet? He quizzed, and I shook my head. Not yet, but I was gonna do that tonight. Should I owl him? I think you should talk to him face to face, he said. Besides, I'm sure Scorpius has said something already, he said, and I nodded in agreement. Dad! I heard. I looked around as did Draco. We walked into the living room and Ted's face was there in the fireplace as we walked over to it. Ted, shouldn't you be at dinner? I asked. I was until Scorpius told me the news, he piped up. Is it true? Are you really getting married? Can I bring someone? Will I be in the wedding? Who's going to propose? Or are you just gonna get married? He rushed out. I can't even talk. He rushed out questions, and I couldn't help but laugh. So you're okay with us getting married? I asked. Okay with it? I think you should have done it months ago. I laughed. Okay, Ted. As long as you're okay with it, I said. Yes, of course, he yelled. That means Scorpius will be my brother. Darn it, my ship cannot happen because he thinks of him as a brother. Unless he's into that kind of thing, and we're not going there. Are you going to have more kids? Maybe more brothers? A sister, maybe? Can you guys have your own kids? I know there's a potion. Imagine one of you pregnant. Ted! I laughed. Relax. We'll discuss everything when we come home from the next break. Now go to your friends. All right. Love you, Dad. Love you too. I chuckled and looked at Draco. Well, they're on board, I smiled. Draco's POV. Well, they're on board, I smiled. We were kneeling in front of the fireplace. Are we really going to do this? I asked and bit my lip. Unless you don't want to, he frowned, but I pulled him into a kiss. I want to do it more than you know, I smiled as he put his forehead onto mine. All right, he said. He pulled something out of his pocket, keeping his forehead to mine. Well, Draco Malfoy, will you do me the pleasure of becoming my husband? I gasped. I wasn't expecting him to propose right then and there. I stared into his green eyes and smiled crept across my face. Do I have to answer that? I whispered, and he smiled and kissed me. He slipped the ring onto my finger. It was a simple titanium bond. Sorry. I say bond a lot. I don't know why. But anyways, with green gems going around them. Is this the one you gave Ginny? I joked. I never did get that back. He laughed. Maybe we can give it to Dean to give it to her. He said. I laughed and pulled him in for another kiss. I stuck my tongue in his mouth, and he moaned as our tongues touched. Please don't tell me it's another one of those scenes. Bro, don't do this to me. I don't think we have time for that yet, I smiled. Besides, the food should be done, I said. Oh, wait. This isn't Harry. I need to do a Harry voice. Not a Harry voice, a Draco voice. Ow, my ribs hurt. Ouch. I can hardly breathe right now. I don't think we have time for that yet, I smiled. Besides, the food should be done, I said, standing up. I pulled him up as well and engulfed him in a hug. We let go and grabbed his hand, and I grabbed his hand before we walked into the kitchen. Go take a seat, I told him. He did, and I put the food on both of our plates. I placed his food in front of him and sat on his lap. My food was next to his. I love when you sit on my lap, he cuddled up to my side. I'm very proud of you, I told him. You didn't stutter. I thought my stutter was cute. It's adorable, but that means you weren't nervous. I smiled, stroking his hair. I took a bite of the potatoes as he ate his steak. I figured you'd say yes. I figured you'd say yes. Shoot. Oh, that is the Harry line. So I was saying it right. I thought I was saying it wrong. Crap. Okay. I'd figure you said yes. I laughed and kissed his head. What if I said no? Then I'd have to move out again. We laughed and I kissed his head. We continued eating in peaceful silence. He fed me a few bites of his potatoes and I kissed his nose. What kind of wedding do you want? I know Muggle, but season? I asked, fiddling with his hand when we were both done eating. I was thinking summer. Personally, what I would like is get married in winter. I don't know why, but winter. Mm-hmm. I think winter would be a nice time because literally it's the season that you cuddle up to your partner and you're not too hot all the time. So, I mean, I think it's romantic having a white wedding. I was thinking summer, he said. This way we can get married on a lake or a beach. My sister did that, and it was in autumn. It sucked. No offense. It's just that her mom is different than my mom. We don't have the same dad or same mom. My dad basically adopted me, and well, like not literally, but like took responsibility to be my dad. And she's like my sister still, but her mom is an absolute bitch to me all the time. Like literally, I met her at the wedding, and she looked me up and down, sneered, and turned away, and I went, that was a great first meeting. I thought it would have been so much worse, but it's fine. It's fine. Hey, I make that impression on people sometimes, and I don't understand why. I like that idea. I nodded. And of course, Scorpius and Ted will be in the wedding. Oh yeah, you have to factor in the kids being able to be there. Well, like winter break would work, but I mean, who's gonna take care of the kids when they go on the honeymoon? Shit, there's so many things to think about when they have 2 kids. This is why you should never marry someone with having kids. You can't go on a honeymoon. Unless they're in boarding school, which is Hogwarts is technically boarding school. But then, if you factor in the wedding of them being there, who are they going to stay with? Ted's grandma? Ginny? Oh my gosh, I would kill myself having Ginny. Or Hermione and Ron, which would be cool. Anyways, moving on. Sorry, I had to say that. They can be our best men. He smiled. I got off him and he frowned. I picked him up bridal style, and kissed him. Let's go in here. Wait, what? Go in where? I feel stupid sometimes. He nodded and held on to me. I walked him into the living room and laid us on the couch, intertwining our hands. I think we should have a summer wedding. Oh, whoops. I think we should have a summer wedding. On the lake at night. Ooh. He has an idea there. Sorry. I've always wanted to be a wedding planner, but I can't deal with bitchy people, so I changed my profession to neonatal nursing, so that's why. The story of my life, right? I said, lights make everything prettier. Yes, and our color scheme could be silver and gold. He said, or gold and green. Red and silver, I suggested. He was lying on top of me, his head in the crook of my... I thought he meant his head was crooked. That would be so... Oh, I felt that. There we go. That's why I felt it. I had a crook in my neck, too. Crook of my neck. That might be nice. It's up to you, really. He hummed, and I stroked his hair with my other hand. How many guests? Depending on who you want to invite. Do you talk to your parents? He asked. Oh, shoot. Me in the ass of a barge pole. Yes, I just said the F word. And I don't know where that saying came from. How many guests? Depending on who you want to invite. Do you talk to your parents? He asked. Well, my father got out of Azkaban. My mother told him he was a granddad, and he didn't really like that, I said. So he disowned me, and Mother and I will talk on occasionally. He's gonna double disown you if he finds out that you're dating the chosen one. The one who put him in jail. Oh, I thought my family was messed the frig up. So anyways, oh my gosh, my eye went blurry for a second again. Do you talk to those dreadful muggles? I talk to my cousin occasionally. I doubt he'd come though, he told me. So, no one from my family and your mother? Maybe? He chuckled and I nodded. Well, we have the Weasleys, Hermione. We could invite some professors you enjoy. All the Weasleys? He raised his eyebrow looking at me. Maybe not all of them, I laughed. You know, I didn't even discuss this much with Ginny, he told me. But I'm glad I'm doing it with you. Wait, what? What a shame I have a dirty mind. Literally, try watching Dan and Phil games without having a dirty mind. Oof. Everything is just amazing. Anyways. I smiled and kissed his nose. Do you talk to anyone from your past? I don't want to be the only one inviting people. Oh, I sighed. Well, I could invite Blaze and Mother. I bit my lip. And, he smiled and kissed my chin. It's okay, sweetheart. You can invite people from work. That's a good idea. I nodded and smiled. I love you, Harry. I love you more, Draco. We lied on the couch and discussing more details like where exactly the wedding would be and how life hurts. Okay. The officiate would be. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry, but it's my lisp or something. It's like saying something that you can't entirely say, but you understand what the word is. The kind of food we wanted and the style of wedding. I think it should just be a small, intimate. I suggest. Oh wait, I have to have a boy voice. I think it should just be a small and intimate. I suggested. He hummed. Are you sleepy, baby raven? I chuckled. He just buried his face into my chest. Come on, let's go to bed, I said. I scooped him up and walked him up to the stairs before I placed him on our bed. Can you get out of those clothes? He asked. Can you get me out of these clothes? He asked sleepily. Sure, Raven, I chuckled. I gently stripped him of his clothes and leaving him in his boxers. He crawled under the covers. I stripped into my boxers. Wait, I'm sorry to ask this because I don't. People wear underwear to bed? Just underwear. Isn't that uncomfortable? You have like one piece of clothing on your body. Why don't you just take it off? I get so sweaty in bed. I'm like, no way. Adios. It has to be like pajamas for me. It can't just be one thing I'm wearing. I'm sorry. Just a question. I crawled into bed next to him and cuddled him up. He cuddled up to me. Good night, Harry. I love you. I love you more. He mumbled, and I smiled and slowly fell asleep. The next day, third-person POV. The next day at work, Draco was talking to another healer. She looked at his hand and gasped. Draco, did you get engaged last night? She asked, and he smiled. Yeah, my boyfriend and I had been talking about marriage for a while. So he asked me out of the blue last night. That's so exciting, she gasped, looking at the ring. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. He smiled widely. Another healer came running into the room they were in. The Aurors got attacked again. Oh my gosh. Picked another profession. Son of a bitch. Pick another profession. Okay. I know you really like the work, but pick something that's less dangerous. If this keeps on happening to you. The Aurors got attacked again. They went on a mission for suspicious activity and they were attacked. Okay. Shit, Draco yelled. He followed the other healer into the other room. A few Aurors were lying in beds. He spotted a familiar raven-haired man. He ran up to him and as other healers tended to him. Harry, he called. What was that? Oh, I drink to forget, but I always remember. If you know that reference, tell me down below because I love that guy. He does a lot of skits. He put one up this morning, so fun. Okay, Harry, he called. He was a bleeding mess, and he looked drained. Hi, dragon. He spoke hoarsely and quietly. What happened to you? He questioned. We got a call about suspicious activity, so we went. Harry explained as the healers dabbed some potion on him. Draco was helping them, but holding his hand at the same time. So you're only doing one thing with one hand? That's kind of difficult. Anyways. So we attacked a majority of them, but I got punched and they were kicking me down, and I got hit by a freaking negative bomb. I can't say words. Cruocio. I have it right there in my brain, right there on the tip of my tongue, but my tongue doesn't want to say it. Cruocio. I had to literally play. It's gonna be only like a couple seconds. I had to do this thing with the guy who was like trying to text me on this website, who was like doing these different spells back and forth. And he tried to kill me with Cruocio. Is that how you say it? I can't say it right. That's the problem with my tongue and things. People deal with it too. It's not just me. Oh, my poor Raven. Don't know where that accent came from or why I just said that. He said stroking the younger boy's hair. What am I going to do with you? Well, you could marry me. Harry laughed. Draco smiled and put his lips to Harry's. Okay, baby, Draco whispered. I will. Oh, thank the world for that. Oh my gosh, it's almost 32 minutes long. Okay, guys, don't forget, I have my socials down below. If you ever want to contact me or say anything, it's always down in the description. It's always shown right now, closer to the end of my videos. And I have my Discord there, and no one has signed up for my Discord, so you can talk to me on there and send me memes. I love memes. I absolutely love memes. Just talk to me. My mother has finally gotten to the role of Mama Nightmare. If you want to know what happened to my allergy test, I had an experience with my uncle. Well, not like that, but like a really bad thing happened with me and my uncle. What has happened in the last few weeks or so, it's a lot. So, yeah. How am I going to explain it? You have to let me know if you want to hear it all. It's a lot. Or you want me to go on a live stream and do it? I'll do it. I'll do a live stream. Well, guys, thank you for everything you do for me and my, ever since I got on YouTube, I've been positive. I'm going to tell you a little secret, though. When, people were commenting, like, things about one of the posts I said I haven't been taking my allergy medicines well and stuff like that. And I sent everyone the meme and it says, thank goodness we escaped this one, I'm not pregnant. And it literally says she's pregnant. I thought you guys were talking about me never having kids because I'm so dumb and I'm an idiot. Because I didn't remember putting on that meme. So I literally was crying, texting people because, like, how can you say that? That's really mean. I have I'm off my antidepressants because that helps. It doesn't help my weight, and it helps me gain weight, and I've been having